here we have a video of a cop telling a civilian to slap the shit out of them, and then when they comply to the orders of slapping the cop hits them like 2 to 3 times as hard as what the civilian does, because the civilian just kind of taps the cop on the cheek and slams the person to the ground and arrests them, even though the cop said they would not arrest the person. In my opinion, this is an abuse of power, because cops know that when they're being questioned or told to do something by a cop, the civilian is forced to either answer the question or obey the orders.
Get off the chest. Slap the shit out of me and get it off the chest. Slap the shit out of me and get it off the chest.
And even another cop says, "He's talking to you, sir," meaning that if the person doesn't answer, they're going to get in trouble for not answering what the cop is saying. And this video is taken by a 4th cop that is walking up to the group of 3 cops, because the cop that gets slapped does not have his body cam on like cops are supposed to. Here you go, asking.
Give me permission to slap the shit out of me, get it off your chest, and see what happens.
Okay, it doesn't even look like the person actually touches the cop, and the cop just smacks him really hard in the face, enough to knock him to the ground, or the cop forces him to the ground to arrest him. This is an extreme abuse of power, and the other 3 cops do nothing but watch as this cop is abusing this elderly gentleman over just obeying what the cop asks him to do. Because cops know if you're told to do something, you're required to obey, because it's a cop, and if you don't obey, you get in a whole lot more trouble for not obeying a cop. You can get, obstruction of justice or whatever a cop wants to charge you with for not obeying them. Some people even gotten murdered for not obeying a cop. And look how forcefully he throws him to the ground over basically just tapping him on the cheek, obeying what the cop says. Slap me in the face and get it off your chest, and no, I won't arrest you. So now he's arresting this elderly gentleman for tapping him on the cheek. This cop is trash. Just truly and utterly trash. And the fact that this cop is cussing so much shows that, in my opinion, cussing doesn't show a whole lot of anger, but for this cop, it's showing that he has a lot of anger, and he's just looking for somebody to be able to abuse. Most cops in general are just looking to abuse people. It's not that they're looking to uphold justice, because if they're looking to uphold justice, he would hold himself to his own word and not arrest him, and just let the civilian, tap him on the cheek. He actually wouldn't even be asking the guy to slap him. He would be asking, "Hey, is there something wrong here? Is there something I can do to help?" No, this cop is just looking to try to charge this guy with something so he can fill his quota. And the fact that the other cops don't do anything but help is trash as well. Ah, he's a deputy. An internal investigation, in my opinion, doesn't do much. We need an external investigation. maybe by the FBI or some other outside group to investigate cop behavior and actually have an unbiased view of what cops do, so that it's not just other cops saying, oh, this guy did nothing wrong, or this guy did something wrong. I mean, in my opinion, we need an unbiased view. Maybe even just take it straight to a judge so that they can review what goes on and punish the cop via a judge or something. Too many internal investigations happen and claiming that the cop has done nothing wrong. And it's because cops are there to protect each other from crimes and the law, and not to protect civilians from cops that are breaking laws. Well, this is a good district attorney. Everyone is accountable under the law, whether they are wearing a uniform or not. And yes, this cop committed an abuse of power and assault towards this elderly gentleman for slapping him in the face and arresting him for committing no crime whatsoever. Oh, some grand jurors. That's great. Because normally, if a cop goes in front of a grand jury, they end up getting off on their crimes. So this is great that they've decided to charge this deputy with assault. I would, in my opinion, this deputy should be removed from the police force and disbarred from being able to join any force whatsoever, because it's been shown that there are a thing called gypsy cops that commit a crime, either murder or something else, gets fired from their department and goes to a different department and commits similar crimes. What needs to happen is it's put on public record what the cop did, and they shouldn't be allowed to have that removed from their record. The public should know what they've done, so that everybody knows that this person, using the power of the United States government, commits a heinous crime and should be publicly shamed and humiliated over it, and not allowed to wear or have to, and not allowed to be a police officer whatsoever, or have any type of authority in any way whatsoever. The best, in my opinion, that they should be able to do is some kind of fast food service job, or something even lower than that. Maybe not even have a job whatsoever, because it is what they deserve, in my opinion. I actually think this guy should be in jail for fucking several years, because cops, in my opinion, should be held to a higher standard and punished more harshly than civilians, since cops have a greater ability to abuse their power. So if they commit even the smallest of crimes, they should be punished 3 to 4 times as severe as somebody else that commits the same crime.
No, I'm giving you permission to slap somebody, get it off your chest, and see what happens. Come on.
See? He just lightly taps him on the face, the civilian, and then the cop immediately slaps him extremely hard enough to make him move, and that is just not right. Especially, this is an elderly gentleman who doesn't seem to truly know why the cop is asking him to slap him in the face, and he asks, "Are you going to arrest me?" And the cop says, "No, I'm giving you permission." If somebody gives you permission to slap them or punch them or something like that, it means you won't retaliate in any way because you're allowing that person to do that. And then he says, don't fuck with me. He's not. 1 year in jail, it should be like 3 years in jail, maybe 5 years in jail, with a $10,000 fine paid directly from the cops, check or whatever. If he loses his job, he should be forced to find another job and pay back that fine. And that money should directly go towards the person that was assaulted. In this case, the elderly gentleman should get that money.